Hello again, most valued viewer, and welcome back to the development log for SynthVR. It's been about a week, a little more than a week, and this log is to kind of fill you in on the progress that's been happening. So since last time, what I've been working on is implementing the base kind of module, the VR module that hooks up the VR or the VR kind of components and interactions to the audio engine, and also implementing using different kind of components to adjust parameters, but also have parameters automate components, and implementing connections. And this was a big thing for me. I was really looking forward to this, implementing connections, being able to actually drag connections to and from modules in different ways. And I think potentially the most fun way to do this is just start in VR. So I'm just going to jump straight into my Oculus Quest and show you how it's done. We are now looking at several modules here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 test oscillators and an output module. And you can see they're all connected. It doesn't look great yet, but they're connected. You can see this here, we have an oscillator module that is its output here, the red one. So outputs are red and inputs are green. The output is connected to the output module. This is what sends out sound into the headset. So if I plug this out, one of the sound sources are missing. If I plug this one, both are missing. So let me just start out by unplugging all these cables that have been set up automatically. And I'll move this around a little bit just to make it a little more easy for me in this tight spot that I have here. I have 4 oscillators. Now let me just connect one of these. So to connect something, I just kind of point at something. I'll point at this one. And you see, I get this little kind of ball of energy. And I can drag that around, and there's a line drawn. And there's quite a lot of, ended up spending quite a lot of time on the kind of the line rendering logic here. So, but now it works, which is nice. So it's kind of, you have like a Bézier curve, Bézier spline coming out from here. That's kind of it's facing out towards me. And then it's like facing in the direction of where I'm looking as well. And that kind of makes it feel pretty fluid if I kind of drag it around like that. So let's try and drag this output here. Let's drag that to the output module. Whoop, we hear it. I can turn it up, turn it down, adjust the frequency. All right. Let's, we have a frequency modulation input here. Let's drag this one to the frequency modulation input. We don't hear anything right now, and that's because frequency modulation isn't really turned up. So that's frequency modulation, and I can pull it out again, and you can't hear the frequency modulation anymore. And something else you can kind of see is that the connection will kind of snap in place when I get close to a valid input. So this is an output, so I can't connect this, and that won't work. But if I go here, for example, it'll kind of snap to the green input here to kind of let me know that this is something that I could connect if I wanted to. So let me connect this back into the frequency modulation. Let's do that. All right. I can take this one and I can connect that to the other output that I have. All right. That works, and I can do the same as I did over here if I want to. Turn off the frequency. Okay, well that's fine, right? And I can unplug these. Maybe I'd actually want to reroute it. I want these guys, the top ones, to go in the output. And something that I can do here is, if this is connected to here, I can actually, let me just turn that down. It's pretty much turned down now. Yeah, there we go. So I can actually kind of pull this cable out from here, and then I get it back, So I put that in, I can take it back out, and then I can put it in the input. Okay, cool. So we can like, maybe this one is the one I want to go up here, turn up some frequency modulation, I'll pull this one to here, turn up the frequency modulation, you know, and that's it really. So, see this one, oh I turned down the volume, that's right. But something else that I can do, let me just unplug this so it's easier to see what's going on. Say I put this one to my output, and now I put this one in the frequency modulation. Cool, so that's standard frequency modulation. Now let me modulate the modulator. Getting some interesting effects. Now let me modulate that modulator. So overall, very flexible now. I can grab some different like knobs and faders. Start like, you know, doing whatever I want really. I'll put this back here and you know, have fun with the kind of madness of 4 frequency modulators in sequence, because it goes pretty much goes nuts, you know. So, you know, starting to be able to make some pretty interesting sound effects. And this is just using 4 test oscillators and the output module. And that's it. And, you know, ideally in the future, you want to be able to pick these up and put them into little racks like this, you know. Obviously, they'll be aligned in the rack. And then at the end of the rack, there'll be like an output module. And you'd send some stuff to the output and do whatever you want, you know. But you just start patching. And this is what I kind of envision, is that I want this patching to be very kind of fun, easy, quick to do. And I want VR, I want the fact that we're in VR and this is digital, I want that to help you to know what can go together. So, you know, this is an output can go to an input. That makes a lot of sense. But if you're a beginner, then maybe that's not so clear to you what will actually work. Something that the audio engine actually does support is infinite connections. So if I take this and I put it here, that's okay. But we won't be able to hear this because I can't route it down here in any way. So once I have kind of a signal splitting module in place, that'll be more fun. Another thing that needs to be done is that once you grab a case, I want these connections to get dissolved. To destroy the connections. They don't get updated when you move the case, only when you make the connection, and that's for computational purposes, to not having to like recalculate the connections all the time. But you know, I can connect all this stuff up, and ideally I then, like, once I grab this, I want the connections to be reset, to be disconnected. So that's the demo. And I'm pretty sure that I will now have VR face. Yes, looks like I do. But anyway, so that's the module, kind of base module implemented. There's an output module. There's like a test frequency modulatable oscillator available. And you can set parameters in the audio engine using VR components. And you can also have the parameters inside the audio engine change the VR components. We didn't really see that in the demo, but that is possible. I'll just show you. So, like, what is next in terms of features? I have kind of a bit of a Trello board here, and over here on the left, I have the kind of I have the short-term features. So in here, there's all the VR interactions that I've been working on. moving modules around, knob dials, faders, buttons, encoders not done yet. Also switch need to be on this list, so I'll do switch control. So those two are still missing. Oop. Switch control, like that. And also switch automation. And then we have module disconnection. So this is, when you actually grab a module, I want all the connections to be kind of removed from it. But the VR interactions are pretty close to being ready, at least like the base set of VR interactions. Other than that, I'm working on the test module set. So there's the audio output module. This is the one that you connect things to be able to hear them in the speakers. And there's an oscillator module. Two other things that I need to make is the amplifier and an envelope generator, and then a kind of really simple sequencing module. And this should be everything I need to at least test the initial interactions and debug any problems before I go too far into building actual kind of modules for music making. But so far it's looking really good. Some of the stuff that's coming up next is then being able to build racks. And for racks, obviously you want to have kind of a rack set up, and you want to be able to put these modules in really easily and organize them in the rack. And once that's done, you need to be able to kind of save that and recall it at some point. So load up a rack that's already connected and set, and be able to just start playing with it. I think that would be awesome. And then at some point, we'll need to make a way to get the modules that you want to put in the rack. And there's still some kind of ideas that I'm playing with for that. So that is kind of the short term. You can see there's a lot of things that I'd like to do, but we'll have to see kind of how fast this goes and where the timeline kind of takes us. One thing talking about racks that I've been working on is some ideas for stages. So here's kind of really simple idea. I know I'm not much of an artist, but this is an idea for a stage. You can kind of imagine you're in a circle like this, right? And you're standing in the middle, and you have kind of racks facing out in different parts of the circle. And then you also have kind of lights in a circular room, and the lights will be connected to your rack in some way, so you can actually automate how the stage lights are gonna kind of perform. This is another way that I think VR is going to make the modular experience even more fun. So that's the end of that. I hope you like it. And if you have any feedback, any thoughts, any ideas, please feel free to share them with me. That is why these development logs are happening, really, as well as just being a way for me to organize my thoughts and think about the progress that's being made. So anyway, thanks for viewing, thanks for listening in, and I look forward to seeing you the next time.